Hello everybody, it's The Roar, and here I am today in Washington, D.C. Look at this. The Washington Monument is right there. Whoa. There. Also, I gotta be quiet, I didn't realize this, but right here, you can't see it, but there's a drop. Right here is the Vietnam Memorial, and they do have to be quiet during there, so I did not know I was right behind there. Do apologize. Anyways, welcome to my channel. We're gonna do all the statues today, part one of the statues. I'm mostly going to be in Northwest, right here behind me, where all the government buildings are, and I'm riding around on this. I got my scooter ready, where we will traverse through DC, and we're going to check out the sights and sounds. Look at that little squirrel right there. He's got a little snack in his mouth. There's our first stop, the Eisenhower, or I'm sorry, not Eisenhower, Einstein statue that was erected and dedicated to the women, dedicated to the contributions of women to science. It's really cool. I wish I would have gotten that on film. Someone just rolled down their window and yelled, "The Roar!" What are the odds? Oh my gosh. Look at that, I'm gonna get closer. I think I can get up here. You can actually sit here. These are stools. Look at that. He's in deep thought. Got one of his equations right there. Good old Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was a firm believer in not concealing the truth. In fact, it is our duty to seek out truth. Alright, I'm gonna try this out, filming while we go. A lot of traffic here, so I gotta get my mind up here. I'll check out some more statues. We're going up 22nd Street. Oh, bumpy hill. DC needs to face some sidewalks, that's for sure. Oh, I can't go here. Damn it. I don't think I can go. Sorry for the language. Alright. I need a GoPro so we can do this. Put on my jacket. Traverse through DC. And a big shout out to Miguel, who just recognized me in my videos. But yeah, I also work with him. He's a good guy. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna end the video here because I gotta focus on what I'm doing. There's too many cracks in this, or bumps. A lot of raised sidewalks. If your tire hits, boop, I can flip over. Anyways, let's go check it out. I had my phone in this and it got stuck. Although it switches out or flips up. So I'm not gonna do that again. That was tough getting out of there. Here I am in DC. I'm gonna go into that park over there. And over here, there's some more statues, I believe. But I want to share this with you. Most of the people notice that I'm going on the sidewalk for the most part, unless they have this here, which is the bike lane and also for scooters. I am not going to, if they don't have this on the street, I'm going to be traversing on the sidewalk, although I do use my manners there. Make sure people know that I'm there. And another reason is motorcycles, bikes, and scooters, when you're on them in a big city, people are not looking out for you. They are not watching you, they are not seeing you, and therefore I'm gonna exercise my safety and use these bike lanes right here when they're available, but not all streets have them, then it'll be the sidewalk. So let's go check out some more stuff. Here I am in Rollins Park in DC. I think I'm saying that right. Look at this. Rollins Park in DC. He was a Union general in the Civil War, and this is the first statue of his likeness that I've came across in DC. I think there's several others of him. I'm not sure, but we're gonna check it out. I think there's one of him on a horse somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but there he is right there. General Rollins of the Civil War for the Unions. Also, that statue was was made or sculpted by Joseph Bailey, who also, his most famous sculptor was George Washington in Independence Hall in Philadelphia. This is pretty cool. That statue, look at this. That statue is only 4 feet tall from here to there. I am taller than that. I had no idea. Just looking here at first glance, I'd figure it'd be my height. Maybe 6 feet. Had no idea it was only 4 feet. That was cool. A lot taller when it's on that base right here, but just this part right here is 4 feet. Let's just take a look at Rollins Park real quick. They actually drained the ponds for some reason. Usually they do that. Obviously it needs repairs. So maybe that's what they're doing. They're doing repairs on it, or maybe filling it in. I'm not sure. I heard somewhere that a lot of people like to go for a swim, and they're coming to monuments with water, and they're swimming. That is not allowed. It's not allowed in DC. So I heard some of them are actually, they're gonna like drain the water and board them up, if you will, or swim in over them. It's very sad, but I don't know if this is what's happening to this park. I don't know. There is some work going on. But it's a very, very beautiful park. And a lot of 7-Eleven cups. Rollins Park is behind me. And as I was coming out here, I noticed right across from me is the Octagon House. And for those of you that do not know, the Octagon House was the famous house. I'll wait for this truck to go by, or bus. The Octagon House was where James Taylor III, T-A-Y-L-O-E, is a famous planter, says planter, in the United States during George Washington. That was his house. Also, interesting fact about that house, it served as during the War of 1812 when the White House was burned down. James Madison used that house as the White House. So very cool to think about that. For a brief time, the President of the United States used that house to run the country. Very interesting indeed. Let's go take a look at some more statues, shall we? I have to be quick here. My scooter has failed to lock. I cannot ride on this area. But here is Simon Bolivar. I think I'm saying that name correct. He liberated Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, and Panama. There it is. Born in 1783 in Venezuela and died in Colombia in 1830. Absolutely magnificent statue. Let's just take one final look. By the way, the sculptor is Felix D. Weldon. Back in 1959, it was placed here. Very cool. There is no way for me to get to it. But there is the 1st Division statue commemorating those who have life in the serving in the 1st Division of World War I or World War II in the following wars. This right here says "Do not enter restricted." Right over there is the White House, and then the executive buildings for all the cabinet members are there. So this whole area is pretty much locked down. Bummer. We try. I am not finding a lot online about this statue, but I do know you could read Frederick William Henry Ferdinand von Steuben, Baron von Steuben statue, erected by the Congress of the United States. He was a general from Prussia, if I'm reading that correctly, who offered his sword to the American colonies to fight for independence. So they erected a statue in his honor. I do not know or I should say, I don't know much about this. Uh-oh, we got music coming. I'm gonna flip around. I'm gonna end it. All right, he's far enough away. When there is music, I try to end the video so I do not get a copyright strike. I have no copyright strikes on my account. I did have one when I had some of the older viewers who've been around since the beginning. You might remember the fountains that I had. You got the Andrea Bocelli fountains, or the music. Well, he was making money off of that. His copyrights were making money off of that video. So I ended it because I was not making money off of it. So I have 0 copyright strikes now. We're gonna check out another monument right here. Oh, what I want to say, I am in Lafayette Square right now. Right in front of the White House. White House. It's right there. Where a lot of people don't know, the Lincoln autopsy happened right in that corner room right there, which is now the dining room from what I understand. Always been the dining room. They just did the autopsy in the dining room. I might butcher the name here, but it was pronounced Rochambeau statue. The first statue, I believe, to be erected here in Lafayette Square. Very sad to see, but on the back side here, it's been spray painted. It says Free Palestine right there. Always sad to see protesters having to target our statues. First thing they do. Speaking of protests, there's a protest right over there in front of the White House. There's always a protest here. If you come to the White House anytime, you're usually going to see someone out front with a sign or a group. Even here, that gentleman right there, he's been protesting since the Iraq War. That same booth. It's always been there. We'll go take a look, because now I believe it's actually known as a monument. I did hear that somewhere. Let's go check out the big monument here. I am now standing in Lafayette Square still, where one of the first statues during the Trump administration, when everyone was protesting the statues, this was one of the first ones targeted in DC. They now put up a gate and a fence. Do not enter. You may have seen this on the news. Andrew Jackson monument here in front of the White House in Lafayette Square. I do not know why he would have been targeted, but this is one of the first statues. It did have to be repaired, but it is one of my favorite statues too. It's Andrew Jackson on a bucking horse. Also, I have to say, this is the first monument that the National Guard pushed everyone back from to protect the statue. This park was closed for several days, maybe weeks. Actually, stand corrected. On the other side of the park, I said that was the first statue. I don't believe it was. This is General Lafayette himself. Also, he has an honorary burial site up in Arlington Cemetery. It's in my videos before. I've talked about it. He is not buried there actually. I don't think he's buried there actually. He was offered it, but he wanted, I believe, to be buried back home in his home country. But I could be wrong. He could be, after he had died, they offered the position, or they offered it, and the family took it, and he was exhumed and brought over to America to be laid to rest in Arlington Cemetery. Reasoning, he designed this city. He made Washington, D.C., designed it, laid it out, and everything else. It was actually named, in fact, by George Washington, who then contracted him, Lafayette, to design it, design the roads, and we'll get into that because there's another video I want to do about the layout of DC. It's a very unusual layout. It was called a modern city at the time, and Lafayette was, even though he did many cities, many U.S. cities apparently. He did the ones where it looks like a wheel, where you have the city, and then it, like the spokes coming out to the sides. Those are mostly his style. Like Boston is that style. I believe Chicago is even that style. But DC, he wanted something different, and it worked. So let's go check out this protest down here. All right. I am not going to show. I said I was going to show that protest. I am not. I deleted the video because after I went back through there, I can't wrap my head around it. Jeez. They had a picture of a dead person. I don't know why, but it's very gruesome, and I would not recommend it. It was a young boy that died during the A-bomb in Japan when it dropped. So I deleted the video. I did a close-up in the video of something else that was interesting to me. A young girl that had died or passed, who was helping Palestine. Not this year, but 20-some years ago. Uh-oh. I'm gonna rest here for a second. But yeah. I noticed, I went back. It's like, what was that in the corner? And there it was. Was not prepared for that. So that part of the video, I X'd out, so. You're welcome. Anyways, I think I'm gonna call part 1 here. I'm gonna cut it up, upload it, and do part 2. Try to get 2 videos out. They'll be posted. This video will be posted in the next couple hours. Part 2 will be posted tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. I will see you tomorrow.